This question asks, here are the first four terms of a sequence. First one is 3, and second one 7, and 11, and 15, and so on. So the first thing is to do here to find the difference between each term. So the difference between 3 and 4 would be plus 4, and from difference between 11 and 7 is plus 4 again, and from 11 to 15 is plus 4. So now we understand something here. The difference is constant, as you can see here. So this is 4. We take this constant difference and name it as 4n here. So now we understand the expression has 4n. So let's write this 4n here. And we know there are first term, second term, and third term, and so on, and this abbreviated by n. So let's try now when n equal 1 here. When equal 1, so it would mean that 4n times 1 would be 4. So I will write the first term of my new sequence, which is 4n here, as 4. And look to the second term. If I take n equal 2, that means 4n become 4 times 2. 4 times 2 equal 8, so the second one become 8 here. And third one, for double check, at third term n equal 3, that means 4n become 4 times 3, which should be 12. Under the third term, I write 12 here. What you find out here, that the new term 4n here has difference between the original one here. In order to make the new one similar to the original one, 4, how to make 4 become 3? We need to take minus 1, isn't it? Look to the second one here, 8. How to make it 7? Minus 1 again. And 12, how to bring it as 11? We need to take away 1. That's mean here. In order to make our new expression correct, we need to write 4n take away 1, and this is your answer here. So don't forget to write your answer in the right place for n take away 1. Here it's test your ability about using fractions and mixed fraction here. So the question says, work out this one. This is your question. And Kevin says the answer is 5/7. Is Kevin correct? It asks you to do this one and then compare with the right answer given from the Kevin if it's correct or not. And you know how to use division here in fraction. To make division, we need to replace division by times and flip the second fraction upside down. You do this, but you can't do this one with mixed fraction, as you can see here. So this mixed fraction, we need to turn it into improper fraction. How to do this one is easy way is take this whole number multiplied by 5 and then add it to 2 here. That means the new number would be 1 times 5 is 5 plus 2 7 over 5, and then divide became times, and we flip down 25 divided by 49. The easy way here, not to multiply 25 by 7, don't multiply 25 by, you can do it, but it will take time, it will take long time, and then multiply 49 by 5. Here, it's much easier to look to the bottom fraction and top fraction when you do multiplying here. So when you do multiplying, you can use any term. For example, if this one could be divided by 5, would be 1. Look to the top fraction. Is there any term could be divided by 5? Yes, this one could be divided by 5, which would be 5. Look to 7 and 49. 49 could be divided by 7. So 49 divided by 7 would be 7. And look at the top fraction. You must use the same number you used in the bottom fraction. 7 divided by 7 would be 1. So now looks to this simple way. So 1 times 5 would be 5. And look to the bottom of the fraction. 1 times 7 would be 7. So it is the same answer as Kevin. So Kevin's answers is correct. So Kevin answer is correct. This question says a rectangular garden 12 meters. So first thing it's rectangle, isn't it? 12-meter long and 8-meter wide. Usually when I read this information, I write my rectangle here before even continue reading. So this is a rectangle and 12-meter long. I know this 12-meter and then 8-meter wide. And then carry on, yeah. A path of uniform with x meter. There is a path of uniform with x meter is built all around the outside of the garden. What does it mean? There is a path here around the garden, which was wide 1 meter. So if I say this is the path along around the rectangle here, and I know this one has 1 meter, has x meter, sorry. So this x meter here, this one x meter, and this one x meter. It's built around the outside of the garden. The total area of the garden and the path is 192 meters square. Show this equation. You don't have to worry about the equation now. You're going to carry on this equation afterward. Now, what's the information is given to you? This information, the total area. And this usually is the key word to answer the question. So what is the area of the total path is 192. And you know that the area of rectangle equal length times width. And you know the area is 192 equal length. So what is the total length here? If you look to your drawing, you can find out this is 12, this x, and this another x here. So this is the length. So length here 12 plus 2x times width. And what is the width here? The width here is this one 8 and x here, and there is x there as well. So x and x 2x plus 8, that makes the width is 8 plus 2x. And now you look to the question here. It's exactly match the question which asking to show here. And then look, work out the width of the path. It asks you to get the value of x here. So what we need now, we have two brackets. And if we have two brackets multiply each other and we need to solve the value of unknown value, which is x here, we need to expand. So let's do expanding. 12 times 8 would be 11 times 8 is 88, and add another 8, that means it's 96. So we say 192 equal 96, and then we start with 12 here, and the second term for the other bracket is 2x. That means 12 times 2x is 24x. And then after we finished with 12, look to the second term in the first bracket, 2x. Then we would say 2x multiply 8, and then 2x multiply 2x. So 2x multiply 8 is 16x, and 2x times 2x is 4x squared. A lot of big number here. So we have to deal with this one. This for non-calculator exams, you have to think about what is the best way to carry on. First, there is a number here. If it would be good if we try to decrease or reduce this number, we know we can do it because here 96, we can bring it over to the other side as minus 96. So 96, 192 take away 96 would make another 96 equal 24x plus x plus 16x plus 4x squared. If there is any way before collect like terms here to reduce these numbers, yes, there is something very interesting to can observe. There is a 4 and 16 can be divided by 4, 24 can be divided by 4, 96, if you are not sure about 96, if could be divided by 4, have a go here on side and say 96 divided by 4, it would be 2 with remainder 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. That means all terms can be divided by 4, both sides. If both sides and all terms can be divided by the same numbers, then it's chance we have to take here. So 96 divided by 4 is 24. 24 divided by 4, 6x. 16x divided by 4 is 4x. And 4x squared divided by 4 would be 1, which x squared. Now we need to rearrange this equation to become a quadratic equations. So 24, bring it over to the other side, it would be minus, as now it's positive. So now let's rearrange x squared and then collect like terms 6x plus 4x, 10x, and then plus minus 24 equal 0. Now we need to find two numbers if multiplied together become 24. And what are these two numbers? If we say 1 times 24, 24, and this doesn't work because we need to get the middle number, which is 10 here. So try another numbers. 2 times 12. 2 times 12, if added together, is become 14. If take away, become 10, which could meet the middle number here, which is 10x. So let's have a go for this one. But 2 times 12 here is plus 24, while we have minus 24 here. So what we should do, there are two options here, either minus 2 times 12 or minus 12 times 2. Which one we should do? Let's both are minus 24, but we know that these two numbers, if they added together, must give me plus 10. So let's have a go here. Minus 2 added to 12, it's plus 10. If added together, it gives you plus 10, while the other side, the other two, the other option here, if they added together would give me, if added together would give plus 10. So this one doesn't work with me. So I take minus 2 and the 12, if they added together became plus 10. So it would be x minus 2, this is the first number, and then x plus 12, this is the second numbers, equals 0. That means if we solve it here, x minus 2 equals 0, bring minus 2 over to the other side as plus, so x equal 2. And for x plus 12 here, if we bring 12 to the other side, it became minus 12. So it's x equal minus 12. And here we have two answers. Which one we should choose here? Is it x equal 2 or x minus 12? If you think what we are measuring here, we are measuring width of the path. There is no width in minus. There is no any length in minus here. That means we are going to reject this one and take x equal 2. So the final answer is x equal 2 meter. Or let's check if it's meter or centimeter. It's meter, 2 meter. And this is your final answer. The ratio of boys to girls in a club is 5 to 7. After 6 boys leave, the ratio becomes 2 over 3. Work out the original number of boys. So now we understand the ratio of the boys have been changed, but after change it became 2 to 3. So how to think about this one? It's 5 of the number of students of the club, so we can say 5k and 7k, isn't it? So we can say 5k over 7k, this is before, and then after became 2k over 3k. But the question says, after 6 boys, after 6 boys leave, the ratio becomes 2 over 3. How to manage this one? That means 2 over 3 equal to the ratio after taking out 6 boys. So we can say, we can write this one now. 5k of students have, 6 students have been taken to the same ratio of the girls. And the new ratio now becomes 2k over 3k, isn't it? And now let's look here. It's k in the top and k in the bottom. So we can cancel each other, k and k. And then we can rearrange. So 5k take away 6 equal, we bring 7k over to the other side as times. Yeah, this will make 7k times 2 over 3. So rearrange more. So bring 3 here over to the other side here as times. If it's divided, go to the other side as a times. So 3 times 5k is 15k. 3 times 6 is minus 18, as we should multiply, if we bring this over to the other side, be multiplied by each term on the other side, equal 2 times 7 is 14k. Now we need to rearrange again. So 14k, go to other side as a minus since it's positive, and here minus 18 as a minus, go to other side as a positive. And why we do this one, we need to collect k's in one side here. So 14k, go to other side as a minus, it became 15k, take away 14k, it's 1k. Minus 15, bring it over to the other side, that's mean k equal 18. What's the questions asked here? So now we use the information. Work out the original number of boys. We know that the ratio of boys to girls was 5k to 7k. And we got the value of k now, which is 18. That's mean we need to multiply 5 by 18. So to get the number of students. So number of boys is 5k 5k equal 5 times 18. So let's do 5 times 18 here. So 18 times 5, 5 times 8, 0, 4, 5 times 1, 5, 5, 4, 90. So number of students is 90 students, boy, 90 students. In this question, a car travels 360 kilometers. It uses 1 liter of oil for every 12 kilometers. Fuel costs £1 point 62 per liter. Work at an estimate of for the cost of the fuel here. So we can understand from this question, if we try to zoom in here, 360 kilometers. This is car travels, but it's use 1 liter for 12 kilometer. Yeah. So if the car travels 360 kilometer, how many liters would be? It's quite easy here, because in order to make 12, bring it as 360. Forget about zero now. 12 times a number give you a 360, which is 3. So that means multiplied by 3, and then look to the zeros. That means it be 30 here. So 12 times 30 is 360. If we multiply this one by 30, we need to multiply the other side by 30 as well to make the balance between these two ratios here. So that means it would be 30 liters. And we know the foil costs £1 point 62 per liters. The exam understands this is non-calculator, so that's why telling you to estimate for the cost here. So we're going to use, to make it a little bit easier, we know it's 30 liters, so we say the cost of the fuel equal 30 times 1.60 pound here. So we need to practice this. 3 times 1, 6. I would not consider the point now, and I will not consider 0. I will ignore the 0, and then I will add it after finish, because this is multiply. 3 times 6 is 18. 8 and 1. 3 times 1, 3. Added 1 is 4. And then we add zeros here. And then decimal is has shown after 1 decimal place. So after 1 decimal place, I will add my points here. That means the answer is 48 pound. So the answer is 48 pound here. So this is the total cost. And then the question in your answer to part A, is it overestimate or an underestimate? Give a reason for your answer. What we have done here, the price was 1.62. Look to what you estimate here. Have you estimated 1.6 or 1.7? We estimated 1.6. This is the right thing to do. That means you assume the price is little bit less than the correct price. So what you done is you are underestimated the total price. So the is your answer to part A overestimated or underestimate? It's underestimate, underestimate, as I used the price 1.6 pence which is lower than the accurate accurate price. Question here. It asks you about a straight line passed through the point 3, 2, and the point 5 and 6. Find the equation of L. Usually the best thing to do before start the question here is to name your points so you avoid any confusion afterward. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. And in order to answer this question, it's you have to start by the gradient. As you know, any equation of line must have the gradient, and you should know that the gradient equal change of y to y2 take away y1 divided by x2 take away x1. So now y2 we call it as 6 and y1 as 2 divided by x2 5 take away 3, which became 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is equal to, so this is the gradient. And then we need to write the equation. There are two ways here. The first one is use the equation says y equal mx plus c, which many students like to use this one to get the value of c and then apply into the equation. I'm going to use the other one here, which says y take away y1 equal gradient m x take away x1. I believe this is more straightforward to answer it, and it's up to you which equation you would like to use. Then let's substitute numbers. Y take away y1, y1 is 2, equal m is 2, x take away x1, which is 3 here. So now we need to expand and then move minus 2. So y equal, now if we try to expand here, 2 times x and then 2 times minus 3 would be 2 times x is 2x and 2 times 3 is minus 6, and then we bring it over minus 2 to the other side as plus 2. This makes it plus 2. So the equation now is y equal 2x minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4. So this is your answer now. 2x take away 4. That's why I believe this equation is easier and avoid any confusion afterward. But again, it's up to you which equation you would like to use here. Then move to the second part of this questions, telling you another line M has equation y equal minus x take away minus half. So we know this pattern here the same as y equal mx plus c. So that means m here is the gradient minus half. So we can see here the gradient of L is negative reciprocal 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 of gradient of m. We know the gradient that we got for equation L was 2. This one is minus half. And since this is a negative reciprocal, so they are perpendicular as minus half times 2 equal minus 1. So they are perpendicular. So now we fulfill the exact answer required from the mark scheme. Now move to the last part here. Find the coordinates of the points of intersection of L and M. If two lines meet at a point, at this point, the two equations of the two lines are equal each other at this point. And now we know the equation of L here, y equal 2x take away 4. So the YL equal ym at this point, and yl equal 2x take away 4, 2x take away 4 equal equation of m, which is minus half. We can take minus half. We can take half as a factorization, so we can rewrite this one 2x as half of minus x, just to make it easier afterward here. And then 2 here as the bottom of the fraction, bring it over to the other side as a times. This will make the equation 4x minus 8 equal minus x minus 1. So to collect x's on one side, we need to bring minus x over to the other side as plus. That means it would be 5x, and bring minus 8 over to the other side as plus 8. So plus 8 take away 1 would be 7. So x equal 7 over 5. So now, since we got the value of x, what we should do to get the value of y, we substitute the value of x into any equation, whatever equation of L line or M line. So now substitute, for example, for L line, so it would be 2x 7 over 5 take away 4 equal y. So now 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 7 here is 14. So we can write 14 over 5 take away 4 equal y. So now we need to make denominator here must be the same. How to do this one? I write multiply the top of the fraction by 5, the bottom of the fraction by 5. That means this one become 20. 20 take away 14 take away 20 became minus 6 over 5. So this is the answer of y. So we have 2 points now. We have the value of x 7 over 5 and the value of y minus 6 over 5. So we can write our answer as 7 over 5 and minus 6 over 5, and this is your final answer. Yeah. Questions? Ask about company makes 400 jars, 3 out of 5 of the jars are sold. So this is a fraction of how many salts for the jar sold. And give you a ratio between small to medium 4 to 6, medium to large 3 to 1. Work out the percentage of the 4 jars that are large jars sold. Let's look from the question from the beginning here. How many salts? Since the question interested about the jars that been sold. Here, third, fifth, 3/5 of the jars are sold. That means we need to jars sold 3/5 of 400 jars. So we need to calculate this one. How to do it? In easy way, instead of multiplying 3 times 400, we can cancel out the top of the fraction with the bottom of the fractions. So look to this one here. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And we keep 0 here. And then 3 times 8 is 24. And then bring 0 afterwards. So 240 jars are sold here. Then let's move to the second part of this question here. It says the ratio between small and medium 4 to 6. Let's write here, write that down here. Small to medium is 4 to 6 here, and medium to large is 3 to 1 here. And the thing here, what's the information given is the total of the jars have been sold. That means we need to add all ratio together to get the total of parts. But can we add in the ratio now in such format? No, because there are difference in numbers. So we need to find a common ratio here. So if we look to this one 6 and this one 3, so we can easy turn this number into 6 by multiplying by 2 both sides here. So in this case, we write 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 times 2 is 2. So now if you look, we have common number which is 6, so we can rewrite this one 6 small to medium to large became 4 to 6 to 2. So what is the total parts here? How to get the total parts? We need to add each ratio. So 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So this is 12 parts. And 12 parts represent the total parts have been uh, sold as for the jars sold here. So this ratio for the sold. So 12 parts should be represent the 400 jars or 240. It's 240 because the 240 is the number of jars have been sold. So 12 parts represent 240 jars. So that's mean one part. How to get one part? We say one part equal 240 divided by 12 parts. How to make this calculations? Don't look to the zero now, we can add it at the end. 24 divided by 12 is equal to, so we have now 20. So one part represent 20 jars. Good. So how many parts does large size represent? It's two parts. So large jars sold equal two parts and one each part is 20. That's mean there are 40 jars, large jars sold. But the questions, if we back to the question here, it's asking for work out the percentage of the 400 jars that large jars sold. So now we have 40 large jars. So 40 out of the total of the jars, 400 times 100 in order to make the percentage. So again, the easy way to make the calculation of the fraction, multiplication of the fractions, look to the top fraction and the bottom fraction and find out if there is anything can be cancelled. Yes, there is two zeros here, 100 can cancel the 100 at the bottom of the fraction, and there is 4 at the bottom of the fraction can cancel 4 at the top of the fraction. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and we can 0 as it is. So that's mean 10 times 1 is 10%. So the final answer would be 10%. This is the whole of the question here. Hope this clear. Questions about functions. A function f is defined by 2x take away 3. A function g is defined by function of x equal x squared. Find g as a function of 2. So since function of 2 is inside, I think I'm going to start with the inside. So from inside and then move to the outside. So function of 2. That's mean what's mean by 2? 2 here means every x is will be substituted by 2. So we can write now f2 equal 2 times x, which is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. Take away 3 equal 1. So the function of 2, when we substituted x by 2, it will give us 1. So now we need to look the function of g, which function of 2, which is 1. That means we need to replace each x and function of g, which is this one, by the number we got, which is 1 now. So that mean would be 1 square, which equal 1. So the answer for this question is 1. And then it's asking you, find an expression for g, the function of x. So again here, we start from the beginning, from the inside, and then go to the outside. So the function of x here is 2x take away 3. So this is a function of x. So we replace the x and the function of g, because it's asking for g here, by the equation of function of x. And g equal x squared. So it would be g of function of x equal it's x squared, but function of function of x itself, it's equal 2x take away 3. So 2x take away 3, and all of these are squared. So what we have done here, we substitute x squared, x itself, by its function of x and the equation of function of x. And then we need to expand this one. So this, it would be 2x take away 3 times 2x take away 3 here. And as you know how to multiply two brackets, take the first term, multiply by each term in the second bracket here, and then take minus 3, multiply by each term on the other bracket. So how to do this one? 2x times 2x is 4x squared, and 2x times minus 3 is minus 6x, and then minus 3 times 2x is minus 6x, and minus 3 times minus 3 is plus 9, which would be 4x squared minus 12x plus 9, and this is the expression that we're looking for. And here, find the inverse function of f minus 1x. So if we look to the function of x here, what we usually do to get the inverse of function, it's quite easy. The steps as function of x, write as a y, so it would be equal y equal 2x minus 3, and then make x the subject. Let's see how we can do this one. So function of x equal 2x take away 3. Let's zoom in here. So y equal 2x minus 3, that's what we mentioned a few seconds ago. Change subject to make x a subject. It's quite straightforward. Minus 3, bring it to the other side, would be plus 3. So it would be y plus 3 equal 2x, and then 2 is times x here, and if it's times, go to other side as a divide. So it would be y plus 3 divided by 2 equal x. Till now, we didn't finish. In order to make the inverse function correctly written, we need to swap x by y. What does it mean? So that would mean it's, instead of y plus 3, it would be x plus 3, x plus 3 divided by 2 equal y. So this is the easiest way to get the inverse functions. Some students uh, prefer the other way to do inverse function, but I believe change subject, you are strong at it. So this is quite easier, so that we can write the final answer as function minus 1x equal x plus 3 over 2. And this question says a shop increases the price of a jacket by 25% in a sale. The new price is reduced by R%. The final price is the same as the original price. Find the value of R. So the point here, we can't find original price in order to use the percentage here. In such questions, what we should do, we assume the value of the price. So let's start, for example, and take easy number. So we write let original price equal £100. So usually we use a simple and easy number here. And if this is the original price, £100, now we can calculate the amount of increase. So amount of increase of the price increase of 25%. We use the multiplier here. So this is the original price, 100, that's what we assumed, times multiplier, 1 plus or 1 take away, it's increase. So if it's increase here, that means it's plus. So plus 25% means 25 divided by 100 and close the bracket. What we should next, we should make the denominator the same here in order to add to the 1, which would be 100 plus 25 divided by 100, and this times 100 here. So now what we can calculate, we can calculate it easily here by canceling down the bottom of the fraction 100 here by this 100. This will give me 100 plus 25 is 125 pound for the new price. And if we look to the question again here, in that sale, the new price is reduced by R%. So the new price here, this one, is reduced by R% and asking about the value of R. So let's use this new price, which is 125 times the multiplier here is 1. Is it take away or added? It's take away. Why? Because here it's reduced. So 1 take away R over 100. And what is this? This is the amount of reduced here. And the questions mentions that amount of reduced will become the same as the original price. And we assume the original price here as 100. So that's mean original price 100 here with the amount of reducing. So what we need to do now is just rearrange the equation in order to get the value of R. Again, we need to, in order to calculate this one, we need to make the denominator is the same. So this is 100. How to make the denominator here is the same. Multiply the top of the fraction by 100, the bottom of the fraction by 100. That mean would be 100 equal 125 times 100 as a fraction, take away R, and all of them divided by 100 as we made the denominator are the same. Now, in order to rearrange this one, we need to bring over 125 to the other side. How to do this one? This here it's multiplied. If we need to bring it over to the other side, it must be divided. So that means it would be 100 divided by 125 equal 100 take away R divided by 100. So the easy way first, before rearrangement, we need to canceling down the fraction here to make it easy for us. 100 could be divided by 25, and the bottom of the fraction 125 also could be divided by 25. So 100 divided by 25 is 4. 125 divided by 25 is 5. So now we can carry on by moving around the equation. 100, the bottom of the fraction, we can bring it over to the other side as a times, as it was, as you know, if it's divided, go to other side as times here. That's mean 100 times 4 is 400 divided by 5 equal 100 take away R. We are looking for R here, so usually we prefer to use R in positive situation, not in minus situation. But here you can find R is a minus, so I prefer to bring minus R over to become plus, and then bring this one to the other side. So this will make the equation minus R go to other side as R, positive R, 100 take away 400 over 5. And the easy way here to simplify the fraction, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 40 divided by 5 is 8, and then bring the 0 here, so it's 80. So 100 take away 80 became 20, and this is your final answer. Now it's r equal 20. These questions say a cinema sells adult tickets and child tickets. The total cost of three adult tickets and two child tickets is 340. And they carry on saying adult tickets and child tickets. While you seeing such questions, usually start the question by labeling the names here. So, for example, here, this adult, three adult, two child tickets is 34, and then the total cost of two adults again and five child here is 41 pound. Work out the cost of one adult tickets and the cost of one child ticket. So let's write down what does it mean. So three adults, so I write three adult and two child plus two child. The total would be 34. And I will name this one as equation one. And then carrying on reading the question, the total cost of two adult, and five child equal 41 pound here. So clearly this is simultaneous equation and ask you the cost for one adult and for one child. So this is the thing here. What we should start looking for the coefficient of each parameter here. So this is parameter adult and the coefficient here is 3 and we're looking for a similar number. So there is no similar here. We look to the child, it's 2 and 5 also, it's not similar. So what we should do in this case, we need to multiply by numbers for both equation. Usually we start with the first equation. If we couldn't find a number to multiply one equation in order to make the coefficients are similar, we multiply both equation by numbers. So in order to make the coefficient are similar. So the easy way here, this is 3 and this one 2. So I'm going to multiply the first one by 2. This will make a 6a, and multiply the second one by the other number 3. So this will make the coefficient of a 2 times 3 is 6. So this means it would be similar. So let's see how it's gonna we do this. So I say the first equation, multiply the first equation by 2. It will make 2 times 3a would be 6a plus 2 times 2c, because we multiply each term, we multiply this one and then the last term as well. So let's carry on. It would be 6a and 2 times 2c would be 4c, and 2 times 3, 34 would be 68. So we can name this one as equation 3, as we have equation 1, this one equation 2, so this equation 3, and still we don't have similar coefficients, so that's why we multiply the other equation as well by 3. And the easy way to do this one, you look to those two numbers and swap the numbers together to multiply the equation. This will bring you similar coefficients. So carry on. We multiply the second equation by 3. 3 times 2a, 6a. Now we have similar. And carry on the similar as what we done with the first equation. 3 times 2a, and then 3 times 5c, and then 3 times 41. So 3 times 5c would be 15c. And then 3 times 41, if you feel confused, right? 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 4 is 12, so it's 123, so it will be 123, and this brings you to coefficient equation 4. So what is the point of make similar coefficient here? To cancel the parameter of this similar coefficient. So if I take away 6a, take away 6a, take away 6a, it's 0. So let's here say equation 4 take away equation 3. This would make equation 4 6a. This is for equation 4 6a, take away 6a here would cancel each other. Then 15c take away 4c, this will make 11c. And then 123 take away 68. Let's write here to avoid any mistakes. 123 take away 68. So 13 take away 8 is 5, and 11 take away 6 is 5. So the answer would be 55 here. And now we would like to rid of this 11, so we need to bring 11 over to the other side. Now 11 is 11 times c, and times go to other side as a divide, so that means c equals 55 divided by 11 equals 5. That means the cost of the child ticket is £5. Now we have the child ticket 5. You can substitute the value of the child ticket, which is 5, into any of the four equations. So let's start with take the easiest one, which equation number 1. So 3a, 3 by substitute into equation 1. 3a plus 2c, as you can see here, this is 2c, and we know c now is equal 5, so 2 times 5 would equal 10, equal 34. And again, bring 10 plus 10 over to the other side as minus 10, it would be 34. Take away 10 would be 24. And now we have 3 times a on this side, bring it over to the other side. If it's times, go to the other side as a divide. That's mean would be a equal 24 divided by 3 equal 8. So now we got the value of the child ticket and adult tickets. Adult ticket would be £8 and the child ticket would be £5. Is asking to reflect the shape A and the line x equal minus 1. And what does it mean by reflect here? Reflect is just like mirror here. But if we would like to make the mirror for this shape or any shape, where is the mirror? Is it here or there? Is it here? So this is the questions telling you, and the line x equal minus 1. That means this is the mirror here. So where can find x minus 1? So you look to the x-axis here. This is minus 1. So you draw the your reflect line, or we can say it's the mirror here. So this is the mirror. And how to reflect this one? The easier way to avoid any confusion, that what we always do here, name it the edges here, for example, here. And then count how many squares apart away from the mirror here. So A is 1, 2 squares here. So we need 1, 2 squares. So this is now A, isn't it? So A here. And B is how far for B? It's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares far away from the mirror. So now we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is B here now. And then C, what is how many squares away from the mirror? 2, 1, 2 squares. So C should away 2 squares here. So this is C here. So if this is C now, we can connect things together. This A, so connect it here, A, and then From C, go 1 square, and then drop it 3 squares here, exactly the same as the other part, then put it to B in such way, and now you already achieved your drawing. For the second part, let's ask you to enlarge the shape B by scale factor of 2 using 1 and 3 center enlargement. So a scale factor of 2 here means everything become double. So if this one 3 squares, that means it will be somewhere 6 square. If this 1 square, somewhere it will be 2 squares here. But where? Yeah, okay, we can understand something double squared somewhere here, there. Where? Look to the question here using 0.13 x1 and y3. So let's check here. This is 1 and here is 3. So this means this is the enlargement point or the center of enlargement here. And what shall we do afterward here? You select edge of your drawing. So if we have to select this edge here, this one, we connect this side, the 2 points of this side to the center here. So this you have this point of this side and this point of this side. So we need to, this is the center. No, we need to draw a line from this center here and cross the edge of this side, and then another line from the center for the same side and must go through the other edge of the same side here. So what we should do now, we know if the scale factor is 2, that means this part instead of 3 squares must be 6 squares. So if we look here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is 6. So that means the other side must become 6 squares here. So we draw. So I mean, you have to check. You have to check. Use your ruler here. Check if this, for example, 3 cm here. So move your ruler along these two lines and check which part would be 6 cm, for example. So when we check here, we find from this point to this point is 6 squares. So that means this side is exactly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then go to the other side, must be doubled. So 1, 2, and then go to 6 squares here. As you can see, now we have done everything. We have achieved double scale factor 2. This one became 2, the 3 became 6, and all of this based on the center of enlargement 1 and 3. So that's exactly what the question asked for. This question tells you there is a graph with this equation here, x squared take away 2x and take away 3 is drawn, and complete the table of values here. What we should do here to substitute each x into this equation. So for the first one, it's x minus 2. That means we need to, for everyone, we need to make this equation minus 2 power 2 is 4, minus minus is plus, and then minus 2 times minus 2 would be plus 4, and then take away 3, that's mean 8 take away 3 is 5. So we're going to do the similar here for each one. So this is 5, and then for the second one, when x minus 1, we say minus 1 squared is 1, minus 2 times minus 1 is plus 2, and then minus 3. So 3 take away 3 is 0, and then go to for the next one, 0 square 0, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3, so it's mean it would be minus 3, and then when x is 1, 1 squared minus 2 minus 3, That means minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4. And then substitute 2. 2 squared is 4. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. And then minus 3. That means the answer is minus 3. And then for x equals 3, 3 squared would be 9. And minus 2 times 3, that means minus 6. And then minus 3, that would be 0. And then 4, substitute 4, each x by 4. 4 squared is 16. 16 take away 2 times 4, 8. And then minus 3, it became 16. Take away 11 is 5. It looks like a symmetry thing. So we need to plot this into the graph here at x minus 2. This x minus 2 and y equal 5. So that means this point here. And then at x minus 1 here and y is 0. That means the other point here. And then at x equals 0, y minus 3 here. And then at x equal 1, y equal minus 4, it's here. And then at x equal 2, y equal minus 3, it's there. And at x equal 3, y equal 0, it's here. And at x equal 4, y equal 5, so it's here. Now we need to draw a smooth curve to connect all points together here. So do your best to make the points as smooth as you can. And then the last part of the question asks you to find the solution of the equation of the curve x squared take away 2x take away 3. And usually we have two solutions of x when you solve quadratic equation, but for graph it's quite easy here to look to the graph and find out where the graph cut x-axis. It's cut at minus 1 and 3 here. So the answer when x equal minus 1 and x equal 3. So this is the solution of the equation here. So here, this question test your skills and the knowledge about frequency density. Here it says the table shows the masses in grams of 100 parcel and give you the range of masses. For example, for the first row here says from 0 to 5, and here the second row mass is greater than 5 and less than 15, and then so on between 15 and 25. And for each case here give you the frequency of how many parcels. For example, if the mass of the parcel is less or equal 5 and greater than 0, that means there are 12 parcels, and so on for each one. And what's question asked about? On the grid, draw a histogram to represent. So the histogram, we need to draw histogram for the vertical axis as frequency density, and the x-axis is mass in grams as given here. But how to get frequency density? In order to get frequency density, you are going to use the equation which frequency density equal frequency divided by class width. So what is the class width for first one? Between if I extend the line here and this line and this line here and this line and this line. So I write this as a class width, So class width here 5, take away 0 is 5, so it's 5. And then 15 take away 5 is 10. And 25 take away 15 is 10. and 50 take away 25 is 25. And in order to calculate the frequency density here, frequency 12 divided by 5, 12 divided by 5, let's have a go here, 12 divided by 5, it's 2, and 2 times 5 is 10, 12 take away 10 is 2, so remainder 2, 2 divided by 5 doesn't work, so we have decimal here and then add 0 here, so 20 divided by 5 is 4. So the answer for frequency density here is 2.4 for the first case, and for second one, 28 divided by 10 is 2.8, and then 35 divided by 10 is 3.5, and then 25 divided by 25 is 1. Now we need to draw this one in the graph. But however, the first thing, you label the graph and choose the appropriate scale here. So this is frequency density. We write here frequency density. And for x-axis, this is mass in gram. Mass in gram. So how to select the right scale here? You look to the frequency density here. It's 2.4, 2.8, 3.5, and the maximum value is 3.5 here. And you can find a lot of decimals, so it would be nice if you can show the decimal clearly in the graph here. You have plenty of squares. So for example, it's not ideal, for example, to say 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you are going to use only this space here, which doesn't make sense. This is not appropriate scale here. So we need to little bit extend. So if we say, for example, here 0.5, 1, and then 1.5 here, let's check 2, and this one 2.5, and this one 3, and then 3.5. This is make sense, as we can use this height of the graph, which acceptable. Let's look to the x-axis, how to write x-axis here. We have 0 to 5, 5 to 15, so it's clearly we can factor 5. Let's check 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and the last one is 50 here. So this is makes sense, as we are going to use this part of the graph, which looks nice and makes sense. So now let's look to the first row. It's between 0 and 5. So between 0 and 5, that means we are looking for this x-axis, and the frequency density will be at 2.4. So if we look here, it's 2.4. So I draw a 2.4 here. I usually make horizontal line first and then move to vertical lines, and then from 5 to 15, 5 to 15, that we talk about this part here, between 5 and 15, so we talk about this part here. From 5 to 15, it's 2.8, so it's 2.8. 2.8 would be something like this, so here. And then from 15 to 25, it's 35 as 3.5, which is here. And then from 25 to 50 is 1. So this is 1 from 25 here to 50. Then I close these things here, these bars, and here, and then this one. as well. And last line now. So now I finish the drawing. I skipped this one. It was 2.4. No, it's here. So now we plot the curve as drawn. Let's jump to the next part of the questions here, where a parcel is chosen at random. Estimate the probability that its mass is greater than 10 grams and less than 30 grams. So let's look to what is 10 grams and what is 30 grams. So 10 grams here and 30 grams there. So that means we are looking to this part here. This part here. How to find the probability of frequency? Between 5 and 15, it was between 5 and 15, it was 28 frequency. And you can see here, we are looking for the 10, which in halfway between 5 and 15 here. And 10 is halfway. That means if we would like to know the frequency, this is the half of this bar. This is 28 and the half of it, it's 14 here. And we need the frequency of this bar, which is 35. And now for the final part, we need within this space here. And what is this space? It's represent from 25 to 30, which represent 5 in the class width of 25 width. So this class width is 25. We just need only 5 of it. What we should do here? We should say I'm going to use 5 out of 25, as this is the class width. So I'm going to write here, I'm going to use 5 out of the class width 25. And what is the frequency of this, the whole thing of this one? What is the frequency? It was 25, isn't it? So I'll use 5 out of 25 for of the frequency of this width. So it would be times the frequency of the whole class width. And 25, cancel 25, that's mean here would be equal 5. So this part became 5 here. So the frequency between 10 and 30 would be 14 plus 35 plus 5, which would be 35 plus 5 is 40, 40 plus 10, 50, that means it's 54 parcel between 10 and 30. So let's write this one in the right place here. From graph, the parcels, the frequency of parcels greater than 10 and less than 30 and less than 30 less than 30 are 54 parcels here. And the question asks estimate the probability here. And the probability usually we say 54 out of the total, and the total is 100 parcel, as you can see here in the question here. It's 100 parcels. So we need to, in order to calculate the probability, we use 54, the probability, equal 54 divided by 100, which is equal 0.54. So the final answer now is 0.54. 0.54. This is a straightforward question, as this expression has been expanded to give this formula here. You don't care too much about what you'll get. What you need to do now is just to expand this part here. Which part you should start with is start with the first bracket or second bracket and the third bracket, doesn't matter. Okay, let's start multiplying second bracket with the third bracket first. And as you know, x times x, then x times minus 2. So x times x is x square, and then x times minus 2 is minus 2x. And then go to the second term, which this one, 4. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. Let's write this one. So plus 4x, and then 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. And all of this is multiplied by this bracket here. So 2x, take away 3. It's easier for you to collect like terms now. This is 4x and minus 2x. That would be 2x, so x squared plus 2x minus 8 and times the first bracket, 2x minus 3. So now what we are going to do, it's the same approach here. 2x will be multiplied by this term, then by this term, then by this term. And then minus 3 multiplied by each term again, minus 3 this term, and then the last term. So let's write this one. 2x times x squared, it would be 2x cubed. And 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And 2x times 8 is minus 16x. Then jump to minus 3 part here. It would be minus 3 times x squared minus 3x squared, and minus 3 times 2x would be minus 6x, and minus 3 times minus 8 is plus 24. Let's collect like terms here. You will find out x cube, we have only one x cube, so write it to x cube here. And then x squared, we have x squared here, and minus 3x squared, so 4x squared take away 3x squared would be plus x squared. And then go to x term, this minus 16x and minus 6x, so we have to add minus 6 added to minus 16x would be minus 22x. And finally the last one is number term here. There is no other number term, so it's just plus 24. And now it's time to look to what the question asked. The question asked here about to show that expression, if you have been show this expression or not. 2x cubed, I already have 2x cubed here, and x squared, there is a number in front of x squared, and here there is nothing, which means that's mean 1. That's mean here a is equal 1, and then they ask about number in front of x. So what's the number in front of x here? It's minus 22, not 22. If you write 22, that means you lose mark. So b here, the number in front of x is minus 22. So b equal minus 22. And then c is the number term. So c equal 24. So we have to write this as a final answer. A equal 1 and b equal minus 22 and c equal 24. So these questions say OAB is a sector of a circle with a center O and radius 6 centimeters. So if we just have a circle here, just to imagine. It's nice to have a quick rough drawing in front of your eyes, and its radius was 6 centimeters, so this one 6 centimeter here, 6 centimeter, and this is O and OAB, so A, and we can say sector B here. The length of arc AB is 5, so 5 pi, so this arc length is 5 pi. Work out the size of the angle AOB. So this is straightforward questions here, not big deal for it. You know that the arc length equals theta over 360 times pi d. So arc length is given as 5 pi equal theta over 360 times pi times d. D is radius is 6 centimeter, so diameter is double of the radius. It means is times 12 here. And again, for rearrangement thing, you know that pi, if we move pi to the other side, it should be divided. So pi cancel pi here, and 360 go to other side, bring it over to the other side as times, as it's in divided position, and 12 is times, go to other side as a divide. So it would be, if we need to rearrange, we would say 5 times 360 divided by 12 equal theta. So the easiest way here to look to this fraction and try to cancel it down without multiplying. This is non-calculator question. So 12 divided by 12 is 1. 36 divided by 12 is 3. So, and 0 here. So 3 times 5 is 15, and then 0. So it's 150 degree. So the answer now is asking about the angle of the sector, which is 150 degree. Work out in terms of what the area of the sector. Again, it's straightforward questions. The area of the sector, equal theta over 360 times pi r square. So we know that theta now is 150 divided by 360 times pi r square. R is 6, so 6 square is times 36. So here is quite easy to canceling down. If we zoomed in here, you can find 36 and 36, because 36 here could consider as 36. I know you know it, just to remind you, it's 36 times 10, isn't it? So what we're doing here, so we're going to cancel 36 with 36, and this 0 with this 0 now. So it would be 15 pi, isn't it? And this is the final answer. So it's 15 pi centimeter squared. This question, a bag contains 5 red counters, so red are 5, 8 blue counters, and 7 green counters. Syra chose at random 2 counters from the bag. She doesn't replace the counter before choosing the second counter. Work out the probability that two counters are the same color here. So before we go to the same color, let's check the total of counters we have. It's 5 plus 8 plus 7, 7 plus 8, 15, 15 plus 5, total is 20. So when the questions ask about same colors, so there is possible that we have red and red. So might be red, and might be for blue one, might be the first one, first counter blue, second one blue, and the other one green, and then green here. So in order to do this, for the red one, we have 5 red counters already there, and the total is 20. So what is the probability of red? Yes, that's correct. It would be 5 over 20. And the second one, it's 5 red. Now it's reduced by 1 because we already taken 1, so it's 4. And the total now reduced by 1 because we already used 1 before. So it's be 19. So 5 times 4 is 20, divided by 20 times 19. So again, forget about 0 now, and we will add it later. So 2 times 19 is 38, and then 0, so 380. Move to the blue one. If the first one is blue, so that means the probability 8, because we have 8 blues, divided by the total, which is 20, and the second one became 7 because we already taken 1, divided by 19. So that means became 7 times 8 is 56, divided by 380. And the last one green here, if it's last possibility here, if the first one was green, green was 7 green counter, so it'd be 7 divided by 20 times 7 taken 1, so now we have 6 green divided by the total, which became 19. So 6 times 7 is 42, and 2 times 19, 20 times 19 is the same as 380. So we have uh, all probabilities now for each is red, B, and G. Let's write red here as G over 380. But before carry on for this one, I would like to point out something some students ask here. Why I wrote times here? Why I wrote times here? Because when we say we choose the first counter and the second counter. So when I say and means times in statistics. So and here, first one and the second one means times, and means times. Yeah. So now we have probability might be red or B or G. So when I say red or blue, blue or green, when I say or means plus in statistics here. So or means plus on statistics. So I have to write this one plus and plus here. So as the denominator is the same, 380, we need to as a numerator, so 2 times 6 8, so 8 plus 0 is 8, and 4 times 5 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So now we can say, we can write out here the probability of same color equal 118 divided by 380. You can leave it as it is. You can simplify. Usually, I prefer to simplify things here as much as you can. Don't spend long time on it. So 118 divided by 2 would be 5, 9, and then 380 divided by 2 became 19 here, and you can leave it as it is, and you write probability of the same color here became 5959 divided by 190. This question, it asks you to rationalize the denominator of 3 over square root 5. So how to do this one? We just need to rid of square root 5. So the easy way to do this one is just multiply by the same denominator here, and the fraction, top of the fraction as well. You know that the square root 5 times square root 5 would be 5, and 3 times square root 5 would be square root 5, and this would be the answer. And then simplify fully here. When you find something like this one, and you need to simplify, what we need to do, we need to have in this term square root similar to this one. Square root 5, we can't simplify it more because this is a prime number, but we can simplify this one. So we need two numbers. One of them is 5 here. So think about it, or in easy way, you can write here 80 divided by 5. So it would be 1 times 5 is 5, 8 take away 5 is 3, so become 30, 30 divided by 5 is 16. That's mean here, we can write 16 times 5. Is that what we are looking for? Yes. Why is that what we are looking for? Because if you look to the square root 16 times 5, we can write in this way, square root 16 times square root 5, take away square root 5. And what's the point from this? The square root 16 is 4. That means it would be 4 square root 5, take away square root 5. And now look to the number in front of square root 4, square root 5 here. It's 4, and here nothing, that's mean 1. So we can add these together. So 4 take away 1 is 3. So it would be 3 square root 5. And this is the answer. And then when you look to the next one, simplify fully this question here. What you can see this one has square root at the bottom, and this one has square root at the bottom. In this case, we can't deal with this term without using this term. So we have to deal with the bottom of the fraction whole together. And how to do this one? First, we need to resolve the first term and then resolve the second term in order to rid of square root 5. How to rid of square root 5 in such case? So we say 3, this is the first term here, square root 5, take away 2. We multiply this by conjugate. What's mean conjugate here? Conjugate, we use the bottom of the fraction here, but with the opposite sign of this one. So this is one is negative here. So what I'm going to say multiply by square root 5 plus 2 and square root 5 plus 2, and then do normal multiplication, numerator times denominator and denominator times denominator. So here we're going to start from the top of the fraction. 3 times square root 5 is 3 square root 5, and 3 times 2 is 6. So then we move to the bottom of the fraction, and as you know what we should do here, square root 5 multiply each term, and then minus 2 multiply each term. So how to do this one? The square root 5 times square root 5 is 5. A square root 5 times plus 2 is plus 2 square root 5. And then go to the second term, minus 2 times square root 5, it's minus 2 square root 5. And minus 2 times plus 2 is minus 4. What you see from this one? Every time we multiply by conjugate, we will find here, this one will cancel this one. So we can easily say it will be 5 and multiply this one. So we multiply this term and this term only afterward. So the final answer for this term, it will be 3 square root 5 plus 6 divided by 5 take away 4, which would be 1 here. So now let's look to the second term, this one. Also, we need to multiply, use conjugate here. So 2 divided by square root 5 plus 2, and the conjugate here became same the bottom of the fraction but change sign, and square root 5 take away 2. Okay, now it's easy. We understand if we use the conjugate here, so we just need to multiply this term by this term, would be 5. So here it's 5, and then multiply this one by this one would be minus 4. And top of the fraction, 2 times square root 5 is 2 square root 5, and 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. So this would be 2 square root 5, take away 4 divided by 1, which we're going to ignore it afterward. And now we can add what we got. This part is this part simplified, and this term is simplified as this part. So now we can link dots together. So we could say 3 square root 5 plus 6. This is the first term, plus the second one, 2 square root 5, take away 4. Now we can see here, this term is associated with 2, and this one is coefficient of 3. So we can collect like terms here. So 3 square root 5 added to 2 square root 5 is 5 square root 5. And 6 take away 4 is 2. So this would be the final answer. Now it should be 5 square root 5 plus 2. This question about vectors. And when you read this one, we have to take it step by step. AB, this is a vector AB, so start with A, B equal A, and AD, so start from A, so direction toward D here equal B, and point A, the midpoint of AD, sometimes give you a fraction, 2/3 or 1/3. Now it's midpoint, that means it's half. So this is E here, and AB equal 8 centimeter, so this one 8 centimeter. AD equal 6 centimeter, so this one 6 centimeter here, and angle DAB 60 degree, so 60 degree here. Express BE, so we need to write BE here. So after we draw the line of BE, when the question asks BE start with B toward E. So we need to find the path from B to E. So this is the path here from B. In order to go to E, must go to A, then from A to E here. So if we'd like to write this one, vector BE equal BA plus AE. So BA is the opposite direction of A, that means it would be minus A, and AE is the same direction of B, but this is half of B, so it would be plus half B. The second part here, ask to work out the length of BE. So where is BE? So here is B toward E. And this is not a right triangle. So the way to do this one is to use cosine rule or sine rule. It's easier here to use cosine rule as we have one angle and we are looking for the sides here. And as you know, cosine rule say a square equal b square plus c square, take away 2bc cos a here. So in order to write this one and to apply the equation here, the best thing is to find the right labeling here. And how to find the right labeling here? We are looking for BE. So we are going to call this one A here. I will write in red color so you're not confused with vectors written in green color. So this is the length of AB that we are looking for, which is A, little a. And B and C, you can select any sides, whatever, doesn't matter. B, it's much better here as this angle P. So makes sense. And we call this angle C capital, so this here is little c. So this is the labeling here. And then we need to substitute the information that we have into the equation. So let's write the equation. We are looking for So we write a square, a square equal b square. B is a half of AD, which means 3 square, and plus c. C is given as 8, so it's 8 square. Take away 2 times b times c times 3 times 8 cos 60, which is the angle of A, which is half. So now let's try to simplify it. 3 power 2 is 9 plus 64 minus 2 times 24. It's much better to take it step by step so you not miss any calculation here. Cos 60 is half. So now we can cancel down 24 divided by half. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So it became here 9 plus 64 became 73. Take away 2 times 12 is 24. So it's better to have the calculation on the paper, not in your head, please. So 13 take away 4 is 9. 6 take away 2 is 4 here. So that's mean a square equal 49. And in order to rid of this square here, we need to bring it over to the other side as root. That's correct. So it would be a equal square root of 49, which equal 7. That means the answer here is 7 centimeter. And this is the answer. Look to this question here. This is similar shapes. This small triangle and big triangle. And this what have been explained in the question itself. So the question says ABC and ADE are two similar triangles. So look to the first triangle here, ABC, quite similar to the bigger one, ADE. And sometimes this similar shape might be in the same format like cones. For example, they have small cones and bigger cones. We have to consider if it's looks like inside each other. But this is how enlargement looks like. So carry on the question here. Triangle ABC is enlarged here and say enlarged to triangle, give triangle ADE. We look to ADE here. The area of triangle ABC is 27 centimeters square. The area of triangle ADE is 75 centimeters square. The length of side AB, this side here, is 6 centimeter. Find the length of the corresponding side in triangle ADE. So when say corresponding side, it means corresponding to the given side here. So if this AB is 6 centimeters, the corresponding side AD. And what the equation give of the information here, the area of the small triangle and the area of the triangle, bigger triangle. So what you think about it is this is the way to get a scale factor, isn't it? But the scale factor you will get here is from the area, but it asks about the length here. So how to do this one? First thing is write scale factor equal 75 divided by 27. And usually I recommend my students to write in a small letter for area here. So you not forgot or left behind or get confused under the stress and the pressure of the exams. That's what you are going to calculate now is scale factor of area. And why this one? Because when you need to calculate the length, but you have the scale factor of area, you need to square root of the scale factor of area. But if you look to this part here, it's 75 divided by 27. How to take square root for this part? You don't panic at all. Just think about it. This is not calculator. This means there is a way to do scale factor with the square root here. So how to do this one? Just you need to simplify here. Look, simplify it one by one until you reach to a scale factor. So here, for example, look to 27. 27 cannot be divided by 2, so the other chance for small number is 3. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. And for 75 divided by 3, 7 divided by 3 is 2, 1 remainder, so it becomes 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5, so it would be 25. That's mean here you can simplify to 25 divided by 9, and both are square numbers. So that means you can figure out a way to get scale factor of the length too. Now we will need to get scale factor of length here, which we need to square root what we got from the area here. So we can say square root of 25 divided by 9, or square root of 25 divided by square root of 9 is the same thing. It would be square root of 25 is 5, square root of 9 is 3. So what we need now is to calculate the required length, which AD. We know that AB is 6, so AD equal 6 times the scale factor of length 5 over 3, which would be 3 divided by 6 would be 2, so 2 times 5 is 10. That means the answer is 10 centimeter. Now look to the next part. The two triangles are cross sections of two similar triangular prisms. Now it start bring you to another story here, to the volume story. So the volume of the smaller prism is 216 centimeter cubed. Work out the volume of the larger prism. So should we use the same scale factor? Yes, but not exactly the same, because what we have now is the length one, which is 5 over 3. But we need to use the scale factor of the volume here. So the scale factor of volume equal what we should do. We have scale factor of length, yes, exactly, cubic the scale factor. So we have 5 over 3. So what we need now is cubed this scale factor in order to calculate the volume. So 5 cubed, 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 5 is 125, and for 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So this is the scale factor needed for to calculate the volume, the required volume. So the question here, say we have the smaller prism is 216, so 216 times the scale factor, which is 125 over 27. So what we need now, we need to simplify it in easy way and not confusing way. So let's cancel 27 with 216, for example. Whatever can be divided by 3. If this one divided by 3, that would be 9. This one, let's have a go for this one. If can be divided by 3, 216 divided by 3 can be divided by 3 because 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, that means can be divided by 3. So 23 divided by 21 divided by 3 is 7, 6 divided by 3 is 2, that means here it's 72, and still 72 can be divided by 9. 9 make it simple, and if you got confused about timetabling thing, divided by 3 again, so it becomes 3 divided by 3 again, so it would be 72 divided by 3, it's 2, and then 1 here, 12, 12, it becomes 4, so it's 24, and again still can be divided by 3, so 3 divided by 3 is 1, 24 divided by 3 is 8, isn't it? So now we have two number at the bottom, 125 and 8 can be multiplied. In the bottom we have 1, so we need only to multiply 8 times 125. So we can write here volume or larger prism, volume of the larger prism equal 125 times 8 here. So you need to do this one. So 125 times 8, 8 times 5 is 40, C is 0 and 4, 8 times 2, 16, 16 plus 4 is 20. So 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 10, 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. That means the answer would be 1000 centimeter cube, and this is the final answer here. Before you move to the next question here, is the point that Canceling with fraction is the best way to do a non-calculator exam. And this is the answer of this question. Little bit not straightforward here. And if we read this question here, it's telling you, given that x plus y equals 7 here, and x squared plus y squared equal 25, show that x take away y total square equal 1 here. You might not sure how to start this one and what to reach to the proof afterward. The way to do this one, to look to what's asking for, and then start with this one here. It's this is the left hand side, this is the right hand side. So start with the left hand side and then you check if you can manage it or not. And every time, every step, you will figure out what you should do next step. Let's look at it step by step and think about it. So we're going to expand what we have here. X take away y power square. Easy for common question to expand such question here. However, if you are not sure how to expand this one, the easy way to make this bracket here as two brackets, x take away y times bracket x take away y, and then expand to reach this one. So far, you can manage it. X square plus y square, as you can see here, x square plus y square equal 25. So as I told you, start, don't be panic, start to answer this question and everything will be figured out afterward. So x square plus y square is 25. Take away 2xy here. But you don't know 2xy. So now you have to find what other piece of information might help you to check what's mean 2xy. And you already used this equation. The equation that you didn't use this one, but there is no xy here. So think about it, how to find x times y from this equation. The only way to do this one is to square both sides here. So let's check here, square both sides. So if x plus y bracket squared, that means the other side must be also squared, isn't it? Then start to expand this one in order to find term xy. So if you expand this one, would be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared equal 7 squared is 49. And you know that x squared plus y squared is equal 25. So that means 2xy plus 25 equal 49. Now we need to bring 25 over to the other side as minus. So it would be 2xy equal 49. Take away 25 is 24. And 2 now times xy, I need to rid of 2 times go to the other side as a divide, so it would be xy equal 24 divided by 2 equal 12. Now you got it. So that's why I'm asking you, if you feel some question is you are not unsure exactly how to do it, just start to crack on it and you will figure out afterward. So now we have xy equal 12 and you have xy here. So we need to substitute the value of xy. So it's carry on where we started from, minus 2, 12, 25, take away 24 equal 1. And this is what has been asked to prove here from the question. So we can now write the final answer. So x take away y equal square equal 1. Then jump to the next part of this question. Explain what this result tell you about the possible value of x and y. It asks you to get the value of x and y and what's the possible values here. Now you have this bracket square. And if you need to look to the value of x and y, you need to bring square to the other side here. So we say x take away y equal square root of 1. That's how to bring square a power from one side to bring it over to the other side. We turn it into a root, isn't it? And what is the square root of 1? x take away y equal plus or minus 1 here. So we have two options here. We have x take away y equal 1 or x take away y equal minus 1, isn't it? So the question here, what is the difference? We know that x plus y equal 7, isn't it? So what is the two numbers if they added to 7 and if taken away give you 1 here? Yes, that's correct. 4 and 3, isn't it? So 4 and 3 give you 1. So that's mean here we can come to conclusions that x equal 4 and y equal 3. So this is the possible answer for this one. What are the two numbers? If we take away give you minus 1. So in this case, it would be x equal 3 and y equal 4. Double check here. 3 take away 4 equal minus 1. And if they add together, it becomes 7. So the possible values here, first one, x4, x4, y3. This is a possible value, x and y, or 3 and 4. This is the other possible value for x and y. And this is your final answer now. This question, cuboid has volume 120 centimeter cube. The length of the cuboid is 10 centimeter. The width of the cuboid is x centimeter. The height of the cuboid is y centimeter. The total surface is 164 centimeter square. Given that x is greater than y, work out the value of y. You have to look to this question carefully here and try to find out what is our key words here. Can you see the volume is 120 centimeter cube? This is one of the important keywords, and this is the key is how to answer the questions. How to start with this one? Okay, we have the volume here. Volume, equal area times depth, isn't it? So area here times depth, or we can say width times length, which is the area times depth. So all factors here, all given dimensions, volume is 120 centimeter equal width, which is x times 10 times y, so 10xy. So from this one here, if I get the value of x times y, this one, I need to bring 10 over to the other side as divide. If it's times, go to the other side as divide. So here would be xy equal 100xy equal 120 divided by 10, which would be 0 cancel 0, so it would be 12. But this wouldn't be helpful so far. I got two values. If multiplied each other, will get 12. So I can't get the value of y from this part. So what shall I do? I need to look for or to find out if there is another keyword or not. I can find out here if you see the total surface area is 164. So this is the other keyword I have to use it here. And how to use this one? You know the surface area. Surface area is the total side, is the area of all sides here. So this is one side, the back side similar to this one, and this is the right side. Left side would be exact same area. This is the top side, would be the similar area of the bottom side. So each side would be twice. So if we got the area of each side, we can get the total surface area, which is easy to say. Surface area here, which is 164, 164 equal two sides for because cuboid have six sides, each two have the same area, so we can say 2 and open the bracket. One of this area, bottom and top, is 10 times x, so take 10x. The right side and the left side is the same, x times y, and the front and back side is front, which is this one here. This is the front side, so not be confused. So the front side here as 10. This is the length times the height, which is y, so 10y. Now we can simplify this one. How to simplify? I have 2 here in front of the bracket, means times bracket. Bring 2 over to the other side. If it's 2 times bracket, bring it as a divide. So we can say 164 divided by 2 would be 82 equal 10x plus 10y. And why I skipped xy? Because we have the value of xy here. Can you see this one? Xy equal 12, isn't it? So we can say, instead of say plus xy plus 12. And now we can bring 12 to the other side. If it's added, go to other side as subtract. So it would be 82 take away 12 would be 70. So 10x plus 10y equal 70 here. And since 10 has repeated in both terms, so we can factorize it, and this is would be easier for us afterward. So we can say 10x plus y equals 70, and then 10, bring 10 over to the other side as a divide, as this one is times bracket, so times go to the other side as a divide. So x plus y equal 70 over 10, which is 7. So now we have two values, as you can see here, two equations. So x times y equal 12 and x plus y equals 7. You can substitute one of them into each other, as you can consider this equation 1 and this equation 2, but this might be text long and the numbers are quite simple and easy to calculate. You can think about two numbers, if added together became 7, and if they multiply each other 12, which you can figure out easy that I'm talking about x equal 3 or 4 and y equal 3 or 4. But when one of piece of information is given in the question itself, say given x greater than y. So I know that one of them 4 and one of them 3. So if it's x greater than y, that means x equal 4 and y equal 3. Work out the value of y, so y equal 3 centimeter. And this is your final answer for this question. These questions tell you that there is a circle has a center 0 and 0. As you can see the equation here, there is nothing here, nothing there. That means it's 0 and 0. And the question is x squared plus y squared equal to 25. A straight line L passes through the point B 3 and 4. So if we just imagine roughly a circle like this one, doesn't need to be accurate, and there is a line pass through this circle here with 2 points, say this p3 4 and say this one p q here minus 4 and k. What we got before carry on reading the questions, what we got from this piece of information, the most important thing is that you should understand and keep in your mind here, if there is line intersect the circles, there is a share points here, share points. At these sharing points here, the equation of the line will be equal to the equation of the circle at this sharing point. So let's carry on here. Point Q also lies in the circle. That's what we have done. The line has a positive integer gradient, shows that k squared equal 9. So k here, as you can see, k is y as a point of Q. So since we are sharing at the same points, we can replace easily, substitute this x and y of q into the equation here. And let's see what's gonna happen. X squared, that's mean minus 4 square plus y square. Y squared means k squared equal 25. That means it would be 4 squared would be positive 16 plus k squared equal 25. Then what we need to do now, uh, bring over 16 to the other side as a minus. So it would be k squared equal 9. So this is the answer for the first part. When we come to the second part here, it's asking you to find the equation of line L here. And how to do this one? We need to get the gradient here. And how to get the gradient here? We have to use both y's and both x's values here. What we have p as 3 and 4, so this x and y, and for q here we will have some issue. It might be minus 4, and what is the square root of k here? K equal square root of 9 plus minus 3. So k either equal minus 4 and 3 or minus 4 and minus 3. So we have to get the gradient in both situations, and which one we could select. Look here for in the questions. It says positive integer here. Positive that mean if the gradient is minus will not be accepted. Integer that mean if the positive in fraction or decimals it will not be accepted. So let's check, and we need to calculate the gradient here for both situation. So we say at k equal plus 3, we say m equal y to change in y's divided by change of x's. Yeah. So that's mean y2, say at this one y2, this one x2, this one y1, x1. That means it would be 3. Take away 4 divided by x2, which is minus 4. Take away x1, which is minus 3. That make minus 1 divided by minus 7. Minus divided by minus is plus. That means 1 over 7. This not integer number. So let's go to the other one at k equal minus 3. M equal y2 minus 3 here. Take away y1 minus 4 divided by x2 minus 4. Take away x1 minus 3. That would be minus 7. Take away minus 4 added to minus 3 minus 7. Minus minus is plus. That means it would be 1 here. So this is the right gradient here, as this is positive and integer number. So now we can use the equation y, take away y1 equal m times bracket x, take away x1. Of course, you can use the other equation here if you would like to use this with y equal mx plus c. You will get finally the same answer here. It depends on which one you are more confident with. So if we carry on here, y, take away y1, any y you can select. So if we use 4 as y1, m is 1. Was that what we got here? Because this is a positive integer. And x, take away x1. If we used 4, this means we have to use related x, which is 3 here. That means y equal x minus 3 plus 4, which what we did here, we just bring minus 4 to the other side as positive 4. That means y equal x plus 1, and this is your final answer for this question. Hope all these are clear. If you have any questions, just contact me.